Hello and welcome to an introduction to programming using Visual Basic exercises for beginners. In this exercise we are going to create a small application called rental cost. We are to write a program that displays rental table in a list box and an invoice in another list box when appropriate button is clicked. The bill should include a $30 deposit. So here is the table. The company sells 3 products: rug cleaner, lawnmower and paint sprayer, and rents the equipment for half a day or full day. Half a day costs $16, $12 or $20 respectively, and full day costs $24, $18 and $30. And if you notice, the full day costs 50% more than the half day. So if a half a day for lawnmower costs $12, then full day costs 50% more. So 12 plus 6 equals 18. Paint sprayer again costs 50% more for full day. 20 plus 10 equals 30, and rug cleaner 16 plus 8 equals 24. So we don't need to really calculate the full day price. We'll simply add 50% to half a day. So this is our form. You can see that we have 2 buttons, one that displays the table in the list box and another button that displays the invoice. The user selects item 1, 2 or 3 and the duration, H for half a day, F for full day, and we will calculate the invoice. Remember, there's also $30 deposit that should be included in the invoice. So here I am in Visual Studio 2015. Here's my form and we can start coding. I'll double click the display rental rates, and that's the button that will display the table. So we will simply add lines to our list box to form a table. So lst rental.items.add, and we will add the header. The header will say, if you look at the table again, you can see that it has header that says place of equipment, half a day and full day, and then the 3 products with the prices. So we're going to mimic that in our list box. So we will simply add the header first. So let's do the price of equipment, and after that we can concatenate VB tab to kind of format it. In fact, let's add 2 of them to make a little space between the headers. And the next one we will add the half a day, and the next one again we will add a tab and full day. So this is our header, and now we can add the actual products and the prices. So again we will do lst rental rates dot items dot add, and this one is the rug cleaner. That's the first one. So rug cleaner, we will add 2 tabs, and we will add the half a day cost, which is going to be $16, and once again we will add tab, and we'll add full day cost, which is $24, and we will add the 2 other products exactly the same way as we did the first one. Alright, so let's run it. Let's see if this works okay. So when I click the display rental rates, I should display the table in my list box, and here it is. You got the headers and the products and prices for half a day and full days. Alright, so the next thing, we're going to display the customer bill. So I'm going to double click the button and go to the event handler for the display bill button. The first thing we need to do, we have to make sure that the input is correct. So the valid input is, there's 3 items, so our items text box should only hold 1, 2 or 3 as an input, and then there's the duration, which is half a day or full day, and the user should enter H for half a day or F for full day, and everything else is invalid input. So we're going to do an if statement, and we're going to validate that the user entered correct product, which is only 1, 2 or 3. So it could be any of them, but no other numbers are accepted. So our txt item.text should equal 1, or it should equal 2, or it should equal 3. Now, even though we are accepting numbers 1, 2 or 3, we're not going to perform any calculations against these numbers, so we can keep them as string and simply validate that the user entered a string value of 1, 2 or 3. So this is for our items, and now for the duration is H or F. So one of these has to be true, and one of the H or F has to be true. So our txt duration.text should equal H, or it should equal F. However, if the user enters lowercase h or lowercase f, we will get an error, but it's actually still a valid input, or it should be. We shouldn't force the user to make sure that the user enters capital H and capital F. Instead, what we're going to do, we're going to use the to upper. So we will convert the text to upper, and to upper for the F as well. So even if the user enters a lowercase h or f, it will match the capital H and capital F because we are converting the text to upper. Alright, so if all this is true, then we have a valid input. If one of these conditions is false, then the input is invalid, and we can do an else statement. So if the input is invalid, we will display a message box warning the user that the input is not valid. So we will do message box.show, and we can display something like please correct your input, and as a caption for the box we can do invalid input, and we can use just the message box button for OK. Alright, so that's if the input is invalid. If it is valid, we go to our if statement and perform the calculations. So the first thing, I'm going to create some variables, and the first one is going to be a constant called deposit, and it equals 30. That's the deposit that is constant, as the exercise wants us to have, $30. Now the next one is going to be item and duration, and this is going to be a string, and another one is going to be item cost, which is going to be a double. And with these we can perform the calculations. First we need to get the input, so our item equals txt item.text. Since it's a string, no conversion is needed, and our duration equals txt duration.text, but we convert it to upper. Again, just if the user enters lowercase h or f, it will validate the input as valid. So now we can decide what item was selected. If the user entered 1, then it's a rug cleaner. If the user entered 2, it's a lawnmower, and 3, it would be paint sprayer. So we can use a select case, and we are determining the item. So if the case is 1, then our product or our item equals rug cleaner, and our cost equals, and this is for the half a day. Again, remember the full day is simply adding 50% to a half a day. So we don't have to go and determine if it's a full day, this is the price, and this is a different price for half a day. We'll simply find out if it's a full day or half a day, and the price will be calculated easily by adding 50% if it's a full day. So our item cost equals 16. That's the half a day cost for rug cleaner. If our case is 2, then the item is a lawnmower, and the half a day cost for lawnmower is $12. So our item cost equals 12. And finally, if the case is 3, then our item is the paint sprayer, and the item cost is 20. Alright, so now we determine the item and the cost. Now we simply have to find out if the user wanted a half a day or full day. So we will simply do an if statement for the duration. So if our duration equals f, so if the duration is for full day, we'll simply add 50% to our item cost. So our items cost equals items cost plus, and we'll add the 50% by multiplying the items cost by 0.5 or 50%. And we can assign the duration a value of full day. Else, if it's not a F, then it's an H for half a day, and then we don't have to do anything with the items cost. It's already set in our select case method. We'll simply set the duration to equal half a day. Alright, so this is all the calculations we need. So after the if statement, we can add the values to our bill list box. So our lst bill.items.add, and we'll add the header first. That will simply say receipt for your equipment rental. So that's just the header. Let's add a blank line after that, and now we can add those values. So our lst.bill.items.add, and we'll add the item. It will simply say, let's say, lawnmower. So our item, and we will add the cost. So we'll concatenate, and we will do the items cost, and we will format it to currency. So to string sc, and with 2 decimal places. After this, we can add whether it's a half a day or full day rental. So we will add simply the duration. So it'll simply say something like lawnmower, and let's say cost is 12 and half a day. So on the next line, we can add the deposit. So lst bill.items.add, and we'll simply say deposit, and again we'll concatenate the deposit cost, which is our constant. So we'll deposit that to string, And again, it's going to be a currency with 2 decimal places. And let's add another blank line before we display the final total. LST bill dot items dot add, and we will say total, and we will add the total. Now the total will simply equal the items cost plus the deposit. So we will add that together in a parentheses, items cost plus deposit, so the deposit is $30, and the result of this calculation or addition we will convert to string to currency with 2 decimal places like we did before. Alright, so let's run it. So if I click this, I have the table, and let's say the user enters 2 and lowercase h, so it's a lawnmower for half a day. So we got a lawnmower for half a day, plus deposit is 30, total is 42, 30 plus 12. If the user wants full day, what happens now? Can you guess? Well, it will display it correctly. You can see it's $48 for $18 for a full day, but it just adds to it. It doesn't clear the list box. So before our if statement in our button click event, I'm going to clear the list box. So lst bill dot items dot clear. So if I run it now, and again, let's just select 2 and half a day, you can see that it's correct. And if I select full day, now it just clears the list box and displays the new information. Now if I select something else, instead of H and F, let's say T, I get an incorrect input. Please correct your input, it's invalid input. The same if I enter, let's say 4, and have the valid input for duration, I still get the correct your input. It's only 1, 2, or 3 that is available for us to enter. And the calculations you can see, for 3 it's paint sprayer, which is full day, so $30 for full day, $30 deposit, $60 total. Okay, I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next video.